Hey everyone, welcome to GardenFork. This is kind of a new one for us. We're doing a radiant heat floor system. We're at my friend Brian's house. I've been helping him renovate a 3-family house, and we're down in the basement. They dug out the basement. They're pouring a new cement slab. We've got it all ready, and now we're going to do radiant heat in the concrete slab in the basement, which is very, very cool. We put down gravel, and then insulation, and then a vapor barrier, and then wire mesh for the cement. And now we're ready to run this tubing. This is very DIY. This is the first time we've done this. We have a system that is built for DIY people. We're going to see how it works out in Brian's house.
It better work.
All right, here we go. This is called PEX, P-E-X tubing. It's a new kind of tubing that they use in homes in place of copper pipe, and we're going to hook that up to a distribution manifold. So this is a distribution manifold that comes with the kit we bought.
There's 3 different loops, but it's one pump.
One zone. It's a one zone.
But because the way it's set up over here, it's just this is temporary. This thing, the water's going to come in here and then out here. So essentially one pump going into here, but there's 3 different loops coming out.
You don't do, you have to do the rest of the floor though, don't you?
Yep.
Yeah, there's 3 of these runs, so we just did one. Now we have to do the other 2. That's how this works. Okay.
When you're unrolling this hose, you just don't want to pull it out of the box. You want to uncoil it from the outside like this, because that way you don't get any twists or weirdness in your hose, okay? Once you get this thing laid out, once you get out the first loop, the first circuit, it's like butter. It's pretty simple. Even I can do it with Brian's help. We're running 3 sets of hoses, or 3 loops we're calling them, of the PEX pipe throughout this thing. And it's going to be on one zone. So it's going to be one circulator pump running all 3 circuits, as you were. The idea of using 3 of them is if by the odd minimal chance that one of the loops gets a hole in it, the other 2 will still work. If you just ran one complete set of hose with you get a hole in it, then it's a bad thing. This way, if one of the circuits has a hole in it, the other 2 still work. And they all go to the same circulator pump. This is a single zone system we're doing for one slab here. But it's working out really well. You need 2 or 3 people to do this, but if you follow the instructions that come with the DIY kit, it's pretty good.
Yeah, there'll be some adjustment here. Take 3.
Take 5. Thank you, Brian. All right, just give you an update here. We've laid down all the tubing. We have 3 circuits going into a manifold here. We laid down a second layer of cement reinforcement mesh on top of the tubing, and now we're going to hook up the tubing to the manifold, that's that thing there, and do a pressure test. We're going to fill all the tubes with pressurized air from a compressor. We're going to have a gauge on here, and we're going to let it hold and see if it loses any air. If it loses air, we have a leak. If it doesn't, we're good. So we're going to cut these pipes, hoses, and connect them with compression fittings into the valves. Tight, but not too tight on that. That's the secret to a compression fitting.
You're so full of secrets, Eric.
Okay, compressor's charged. The regulator pressure we set at about 60, and we want to charge up the manifold to 50 psi. Ready to go, Brian?
Let's see what happens.
What's the stress level right now?
Well, right now it's 0 in the tubes, and it's about 150% in my heart.
So we're going to fill all the lines with compressed air and test for leaks. That's a lot of air we're going to have to put in.
Yeah.
But it's going up. The dial's going up. All right, we're at 50. Now we wait. All right, now we just wait. So we're in Brooklyn, so you know what we do? Yeah, we read the manual and then we drink coffee.
The directions say 2 hours.
All right,
I don't mean to.
cross fingers. This is what I call the control system. Most of this was pre-built and then we soldered in some connections and ran lines over the wall into the slab. Pretty easy to do. You should have some knowledge of soldering. Also a little knowledge about working with PEX tubing as well, but not something I don't think that you can't do, but pretty cool. Circulating pump here. There's a thermostat control, and we just followed the directions and it worked really quite well. So it's kind of fun.
We bought a DIY kit that was to spec.
Right, so we basically contacted the supplier, told them what we wanted. They sent us this control, what do you call this? They sent us this rig, we put it on the wall, we soldered it all together, followed their instructions, and it works. So the whole slab is heated by a dedicated water heater. You can't use the home water heater you have. You can't mix potable water with slab water. They do make some water heaters that have two separate systems, so it's one unit that has two different heating systems in it, but we didn't have that. There's your finished product. So after the concrete's cured, that's the word, we stained it with a kind of a neat kind of, I don't know what kind of color that is, brownish color, and then sealed that as well with a cement sealer. And this place is amazingly warm when you turn on that radiant floor heating. You can be barefoot, the cement is warm, and it maintains a steady temperature, really unlike like forced air, it turns on and then it's cold and it turns on. This is really the way to go. So if you want more information about this, there'll be some links in the show notes here about some Radiant Floor stuff as well. And we put out eclectic DIY every week. If you'd like to subscribe, hit the subscribe button. More information about me is in the show notes as well. Give me your questions or comments. I'll try and help you with the answers. See ya.